Well, Ray, Linda, what a great show that was. Listening to the interview that you had then, Linda, one of the subjects that came up was personal brand above the business brand. As a PR person, when you work with companies and business owners, how important is that? How does that come to the forefront pretty quickly for yourself?
It's very important because it's all relative. Now, it's with the stories, for instance, a business article, a straight business article is totally different to one that you want to include something, the brand, the person behind the brand. And of course, that does go into businesses' pages as well. But the fact is that people are emotional. They want to be able to relate to the person behind the brand. So they want their story. Ray's story, for instance, he's got masses and masses of stories. So he can keep drawing on those stories to have a massive amount of articles.
Mm. Ray, for a business owner, and they may not be used to being thrust into the light, let's say, what are some of the resistances? Now, how do you help business owners on your platform overcome maybe that shyness, for lack of a better word, of putting themselves out of the front of their business?
Yeah, look, from a personal point of view, this was always going to be a challenge for me, having a startup like this, because you're actually putting yourself out there. So I had to get over myself pretty quickly and say, listen, do I believe in my purpose? Well, yes, I do. So if I believe in it, then I shouldn't be shy in actually putting myself forward and saying this is what I believe and why. And so I had to move beyond that very quickly. What I'm finding though in the B2Me platform is when people sign up, they put their first name, their last name, and then their business name. And what you find is that some people will do that, and then they'll go back in once their profile's up, and then they'll try to push their business name back into the first name and last name because they're not used to it, you see. And then they start to get nervous about it, like, oh, I'm actually putting my name to this. So the fact that we're actually getting that kind of friction, I guess, taking place is saying to me, I actually think that we're onto something good here because it's making people accountable for what they're actually putting out there.
Linda, in PR, how important is it for someone to be brave enough to put themselves out there in their business?
What do you mean by putting themselves out there?
Putting themselves at the
in a
front,
good way.
Front. I mean, in Perth, for instance, we all know John Hughes. He's certainly not shy about putting his name on the door. We've got Rick Hart, not shy about putting his name on the door. It just seems that the entrepreneurs in Perth, we're in Western Australia, these leaders, Richard Branson, not frightened of putting their name on the front door. Yet we come into small businesses, and me included, have always been a little bit shy, and let's put somebody else's name, a business name, in front, and I'll hide behind that. How important is it, and how do you educate people to flip that around and get past that?
I think it's very, well, it boils down to putting the story behind the business, and the story behind the business is somebody like Ray. What's he done? What's he achieved? How did he come to get B2Me to be such a great success? The story behind that is because he's driven by community. His whole passion, his heart and soul is there to serve the community, and he wants everybody else to do that too. So he will put himself on the line, but he's not really putting himself on the line. He's putting himself out there to say, hey, look, this is such a brilliant thing to do. I'm here to help you. I have set this up, and his reputation is obviously on the line. But you don't look at it like that. He's actually branding himself and branding the business.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Double whammy.
I am conscious of both your times. I know we've been on air for a little while, but another thing that struck me that I'd really like to touch on just for business owners out there, and it is the launch. How much effort did it take? Was it worth it? And would you recommend it to business owners to actually put some serious thought into that?
Look, when I'm speaking at different events, I often say to entrepreneurs or new business owners, don't think that you can actually build your business by sitting behind your computer. Yes, we need tech and we've got to be involved in that, but good community development, or I would actually say, good development around a business starts with building social capital. And so you have to be spending a lot of hours hitting the pavement, getting out there, attending business groups, attending functions, being involved and being prepared to do things without charge, and helping others, whether it be like ECU and the Link, they have these interdate sessions, and being able to rock up there and assist them as they have other entrepreneurs or people with different ideas coming in. It's about being involved and engaged in the community, also getting alongside leaders, mentors. So for us, it was a good 18 months leading up to the launch, just building social capital, and I would say that that's why we ended up with a good number at our launch.
Wow.
Well, hang on a second. You've forgotten something.
Yes, go on.
How did you get your launch out there?
Yeah.
Was it a lot of work, eh? Yes, it was.
What tradition is, right?
I think it had something to do with publicity and the traditional forms of advertising. I think that's an important part that we missed. Yeah. Maybe I should have started with that. Definitely, and I would say that it all comes together. So, there's a lot of complexity around it, and all of these things feed into one another. So.
Linda, obviously launches are something you can really help businesses with. Is it for every business? Is it something you would go, let's do this? It's a lot of work, but the payoffs are worth it.
It depends. I think it depends on the business. It depends what stage they're at. It depends, do they want to? Maybe it's something that is not conducive. So I think you just have to look at everything that's connected with that business and determine. With Ray's, yes, it was. Yes, he wants the whole community. He received the whole community that night. And it depends. You can do it with product launches. There's lots of different things that you can do. But you'd have to actually really look at the business, see where they're at, see where they want to be going, and determine, do they have a launch? Do they have a press conference? It just depends.
Is that when people can actually contact you, Linda, and have that discussion to see what's going to be right for them?
Absolutely.
Look, I am very conscious of your time, but I do like to ask everybody when they jump in the studio, especially on Linda's show, we have a new business person who wants to quit his job, step out, maybe start a new career. Your piece of advice for them, Ray?
My piece of advice, look, at the end of the day, you've got to make sure you can put food on the table. So, you've got to think about the practicalities. So how are we actually going to survive? That's the first thing. In our situation, we're able to bootstrap because I'd made some good decisions when I was younger.
I'd send your wife out to work.
Yeah, that's right. So, of course, yes. Yeah, so, there's always Uber Eats, send your missus out and do Uber Eats. Get a strategy.
And you're not allowed to sample those eats before they get to the doors.
That's right. So, look, you have to think about the practicalities. Can we survive? What are some changes that we need to make to our lifestyle? What are things we're prepared to sacrifice? So you have to do that. But then, you know what? you've only got one life to live. So live it well, follow your passion and your heart. You don't want to just be the same like everyone else, just going around the mill. So get stuck into it.
And Linda, someone's starting a new business, what's some PR advice, apart from obviously contacting yourself, but what are some of the things they could think about prior to stepping into their own business that would help them with PR work?
Well, they need to have, there's a checklist that you can have. What is your business? Is it a niche market? If not, it doesn't matter. What have you got? Who are your employees? What do they do? What industry awards are there? There's a whole massive amount of things that you can go through to say, is this relevant? Is this newsworthy? Can I put this into the news? Yes, you can. Would this go into an industry? At the end of the day, you want to be the industry spokesperson for your business. So you need to do the research, you need to be looking at the people in your industry, you need to be taking a good look at newspapers, articles, news, radio, everything you can glean about your and where you fit in.
Fantastic. Obviously, we're coming to the end of the show. Best way of finding out more about yourself, Ray, and B2Me?
Yeah, so for your listeners, they can go to B2Me, that's the letter B, number 2, me.com.au. You'll see our site there, and on the bottom ribbon of the site, we've got a news and press section, so you can find out more there. There's a section about us, talks about our governance, our values, all those sorts of things, so that's where you can go.
Fantastic. Linda, those business owners that want to take their business to the next level or to set it going, what's the best way of contacting yourself?
Linda at eyesonnewmedia.com, and I'll respond.